Hello friends, the year was 1854. There was an unintelligent and a dull-witted 7-year-old boy in America. He had great difficulties in concentrating and comprehending. He was often mocked by his classmates due to his inabilities. One day, he overheard his class teacher complaining about him to his principal. His class teacher told his principal that he was an addlehead. An adult person is someone who is not capable of thinking clearly. Overhearing that poor description about him by his class teacher, that little boy broke into tears. He went back home. He told his mother about how his class teacher described him so poorly at school that day. His furious mother came to his school the next day. She sought an explanation from his class teacher for her poor description about her son. But that class teacher went on to defend her criticism, and she told her that her son was inept. An inept person is someone who is not skilled at anything. Infuriated by her words, that mother challenged that school teacher that her son would become the most intelligent person in the world someday. She pulled her son out of that school. She started homeschooling her son. Looking at his mother's determination, that little boy resolved to make his mother feel proud about him someday. Many years rolled by. In the year 1868, that little boy had become a 21-year-old young man, and he applied for the grant of a patent for his first invention. He further went on an invention spree. He invented the light bulb, alkaline storage battery, and the movie camera. He also improvised the telephone and the telegraph. And he also invented the phonograph. A phonograph is a device which is used to record and reproduce sound. And the first music that he recorded on his phonograph was the rhyme, "Mary Had a Little Lamb." He was a very successful businessman of his time. And when he died at the age of 84, he had made a whopping 1,093 inventions. He was labeled the greatest inventor of the 19th century. That terrific inventor, who was labeled an addlehead when he was 7 years old, is Thomas Alva Edison. And that determined mother, who turned that inept 7-year-old boy into a brilliant scientist, is Nancy Edison. A mother is someone who can take the place of all others, but whose place no one else can take. Our mothers are the bones of our spines. They make us stand straight. No word can describe her. No book can replace her lessons. Pay tribute to your mother by watching the award-winning animated short film Mom. This beautiful story shows us how a charming little girl grows up to become a young mother. Later, as she turns old, she gets reminded of her mother's sacrifices. In the final scene of this movie, she sits on the bench of their ruined home and she reminisces about her childhood days with her mother. That scene will definitely move you to tears. Can you watch this film and send us the summary of this short film, Mom? I thank you.
Go back to your home screen, click on Library.
Watch this coyote film.
146 libros.
The sooner we can make sure someone's confident in their reading skills, then we've made an impact that will significantly make their life better.
Our students want to read, our students love reading. We just needed to provide the tools for them so they can access these books.
The great thing about Mayan is that it's for all.
It's like a library that I can take home and use it every day.
Even though we have a library, it's not necessarily set up to meet the reading level of every single child.
It's the personalized literacy component that's been a game changer since day one. When you think about grade level appropriateness and of course to their interest level, Students are doing the tasks you ask them to do, but they're doing it with a text that they're interested in.
Why don't you take your highlighter?
There's a lot of visuals, they can hear the audio, they can even use dictionaries within the program. It recommends books based on their interests, so they can quickly find something that they want to read.
You can have just a fluency program, or you can just have a comprehension program, but Myon allows you to use all of those all in one.
My low kids love it. They love it. And I'm seeing them read more than I ever have.
I love watching a child's eyes light up when they find that just right book.
Every threshold that we set, whether it's number of books, number of words, we blew thresholds out of the water.
You can pull reports, you can see what they're reading, how long they're reading, how many books they are opening, how many books they are finishing.
The data speaks for itself. We're talking about literacy through literacy. Plain and simple. We measure reading by reading.
There is nothing easier or more tangible for a community to come around. You can see kids engaged in it, teachers engaged in it. It's one of the easiest collective impact initiatives that we've been a part of.
That's the magic, the Myon magic, I call it.
Subscribe to our channel for fun facts, lessons on English, and tips for public speaking.